Hey everybody, Tom Barnes, stories from the 78, and this one is one near and dear to my heart. The Aragon Ballroom is going to be turned into a casino temporarily. And I have my friend John here to talk about this amazing event that benefits the neighborhood of Uptown. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. So talk about this event, the Uptown, the Chamber putting on this huge event at the Aragon, and you get to have some unprecedented access to the Aragon, along with gambling for a good cause and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, it's really a great night that we celebrate both organizations, Uptown United and the Uptown Chamber of Commerce. Uptown Chamber of Commerce is celebrating 100 years this year, so founded in 1923. And we are given special access to the Aragon every year. The owners are generous and allow us to invite 500, about 500 of our closest friends from the neighborhood. Uh, Features include a big band. Lakeside Pride has been the consistent entertainment. We've got casino games, obviously, it's a casino event. There's about 14, 15 stations for people to game. That's roulette, blackjack, craps, and poker. And then we've got a global buffet. Basically, it's stations all over the room from about 15, 20 restaurants in the area.
So when you guys do all this fundraising for this event, where does the money go to in terms of how people can see it in Uptown area?
Sure. We've got programs and events. We've got small business support, technical assistance. We help businesses connect with funding, and we are active in the neighborhood in all the different factions of like the schools, safety, business. We do a little residential facing when it comes to residential communities and connecting them with the access that they need to various things. We promote the businesses and the district as a whole.
Yeah, I would say Uptown has got to be one of the most fascinating neighborhoods in Chicago, just because of its history early on in the 20s with so much, people didn't want to go downtown for everything. So they started building all those venues up on the north end of the city, and they started going there. And, then for years, it kind of was I don't know, a weird spot, where people were trying to figure out what to make Uptown to eventually what it is now. It's just so great to see all the flourishing of new business and development there. It's really a fun thing to see how much it's turned around.
There's really been an interesting evolution for the neighborhood. The way things timed out with the boom in the 20s and then the bust with the Depression and all of the various groups of people who have arrived in Uptown as a port of entry since the beginning. It was originally just the backyard of wealthy individuals from downtown who were just getting out of town. And it's really blossomed into a global spot to visit.
Yeah, and one of those spots being the Aragon Ballroom. Talk about the really great access that people will get to have that normally you can never have access to. I think a lot of people don't realize this ballroom was for big bands. My grandmother used to go there back in the day all the time when I would tell her I'm going to go see, like the Foo Fighters back in the day when they were just starting out at the Aragon. She'd be like, oh, I saw so and so there, Benny Goodman Orchestra, or whatever the case may be. But that's what it was built for, and there's a lot of little hidden gems that people might have access to.
Yeah, there's Moorish revival architecture in the interior and exterior that is clear to see. And what you really get to see when there's not 4,000 people there for a concert is the detail in all of that architecture. We've got access to the entire ground floor. You can go up to the third floor, limited space around the balcony there that overlooks the dance floor, which is sprung, and you can really feel that when you're on it at the event because there's actually springs under there. That floor is 100 years old now, and it'll bounce with the crowd. And unique, I think, about the Aragon is how high the proscenium is. So you're in this space and it just makes it feel even bigger because the little cutout of this performance area on this stage is like way above the audience. And it's just almost a dwarfing feel. And then do you remember what the ceiling looks like?
Yeah, it's like a night sky.
Yeah, they did an awesome job. And it's like a little bit different than the rest of the surround. I mean, it's got full surround 360 degrees of Moorish courtyard, basically.
Yeah, I love it. And then I was reading on something about what guests might have a chance to enjoy is like one of the bars that used to be in the Aragon that the performers used to go and hang out at, and it's usually closed for concerts and whatnot, but people have a chance to go do that. So history buffs, this is something that is really quite unique.
Yeah, they've got a bunch of one-off spaces in the Aragon that are meant exactly for that, like special access, special VIP rooms, and they're just kind of tucked in everywhere on the second and third floor. And the men's lounge and the women's lounge, the layout of all of that is just fascinating. And like you just stop and look around during the event, you can picture yourself being, back in the day, because there's really not been a whole lot that's changed.
Yeah, I mean, they even have the organ in there still that you get to check out, the Wetzler organ, I think it's called, or the Wurtzler. I can't. But I mean, either way, it's a fun event, and the Aragon itself is a treat to go into anytime, just because it's so beautiful inside. And it's really a treasure. For people who want tickets for this event, what's the best way for them to go about finding those?
They can go on exploreuptown.org /casino, and you'll see all the registration information there. It's on the 8th of November. That is Wednesday, this coming Wednesday. And we have 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. in the space. 6 to 8, we've got the global buffet with stations scattered around the room with probably 15, 20 restaurants represented from the neighborhood from all over. And yeah, it'll be, there's a bar there. You win, the casino conceit is that you win tickets to drop in prize bowls. And then we pull out the winners at the end of the night. Winner does not need to be present, so you can, if you feel like you've had luck, you can take off. And it is a school night, but that's another one of the spots. Because we get it for free, we're open to having it whenever, and it oftentimes is like late in the game decision on when exactly it's going to work out, and it's a fun event every year.
Yeah, I can't wait to check this out. It seems, I mean, this is like right up my alley. It's why I do this segment, to be able to talk to people who do great things like this in the city. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, just for a lot of people, history buffs included, there is a certain theater in Uptown that has not been in service for years now. Any news about that, or do you guys do anything that trying to help get that started? We're talking about the Uptown Theater that's been closed since like the 1980, I believe. But where's that at? Do you guys know? Do you have
We're happily involved once we're happily present when things get going, but we're not actively part of the fundraising or planning for it. But it is part of this entertainment district with the Riv. I think is 1919. I think the Aragon is 1923 and Uptown is 1925. And it's super unique to have 3 huge places like that still standing and center of the neighborhood and not right downtown.
Yeah, I think the Uptown is bigger than the Chicago Theater. So for people who want comparison, it's a giant theater sitting there. So hopefully one day we'll have another conversation about that place opening, huh?
I hope so.
All right, John, it's been great talking to you. I appreciate it, and good luck this Wednesday at the event at the Aragon for the casino night that you guys have going on.
Thank you very much.